We'll also bring one other matter about how they say some of our laws are obsolete. But let me take Joy first and foremost. She's our correspondent in Anambra State. No governorship elections there today, though, but they've got other elections going on. Hello, Joy. How are they coping? And what's happening with the elections today?
Yeah, the election is going on well here in Anambra State. But let me start with not the two cherry report that in some parts of the state where the state assembly election, is taking place, precisely Ekiti State constituency, something happened there, and in fact, INEC now reschedules the election to take place on the 25th of April. According to reports, some people, some hoodlums, entered into the INEC office around 5 p.m. this morning and made away with all the sensitive and non-sensitive material. And so this morning, when we got there, we saw INEC ad hoc staff, core members, and all the rest of them miling around, not doing anything because the materials with which they will, go to their various units of assignment, were nowhere to be found. Some people came and carted them away. That was the situation as we met it in Ekiti State constituency, that was Zobolo precisely, in Anambra South senatorial zone. And people there expressed dissatisfaction over the incident because they thought that what happened during the last presidential and national assembly election will not play out again. But contrary to their expectations, they still, met the same situation. They couldn't vote. Hello?
Go ahead, we can hear you.
So they couldn't vote. In fact, from the way they spoke, you will notice that they really didn't feel happy about the situation. So most of the women returned to the market. They were busy, going on with their trading activities. They said, until you bring the boxes back, until you bring the ballot materials back, then we'll go back to the polling unit. It was so disheartening because they all came out with enthusiasm to, perform their civic responsibility.
But elections held in other areas, didn't it? How about other areas? Go ahead.
Yeah, then in Aguilera, where the state governor, did his accreditation first, for him, it didn't go too well because the candidate couldn't read his fingers, 10 of them. But
that's the second
did
election.
The manual accreditation. Later, when he voted, he commended INEC for the way they carried out today's activities. At least they came early and they started all the activities early in Aguilera area, in Anambra North senatorial zone. And then we had other pockets of violence and the hijacking of ballot boxes in areas like Newi, Ihiala, in another local government area. These are the situation. That is the situation
Joy,
in Anambra.
If I remember properly, the last elections, the presidential elections, the governor also had issues with the card reading his fingerprints.
He couldn't be accredited.
And now this almost a similar situation today.
Yeah, like the governor said that he didn't grow new fingers, last night. He still 7 fingers and still the same situation. But he wasn't bothered too much because at least what he saw today was very different from what he experienced the last time. But when he came the last time, there were no INEC officials around. But today, when he came, they were right there ready to do their job. So at least he was happy.
Interesting. I was just going to ask if an individual can be jinxed. I mean, you tried it the first time, you tried it the second time, it didn't work. But is he the only peculiar case that you have and have seen?
Hello?
Is he the only peculiar case that you have and have seen?
Is that the only case we have in the state?
Yes. Is he the only case with the situation where he couldn't get to vote?
Yes, I said there were other areas where there were issues. But generally, the election was peaceful, except for these places I mentioned, like Ekiti State constituency, Newi, Ihiala, and in another local government area, where they said there were, pockets of violence, in the sense that there were hijacking of ballot boxes and people did not start accreditation early.
All right, Joy, thank you very much for the report there.